What up, Internet? I'm Young Guru, and welcome back to Metroid Prime. In the last episode, we got the plasma beam, some power bombs, the gravity suit, and beat a few bosses. Also got to 40% completion. In this episode, we're going to go backwards through the Phazon mines. The reason we're going backwards is because we have the power bomb by way of our plasma beam. And we're not going the front way because we are near the door or the elevator to use the back entrance. That's basically our logic here. Where'd you go? Plasma beam you. So effective. So you normally get your first plasma beam. Not plasma beam. Power bomb. So you can break Bendesium inside the mines. So this entrance is supposed to be universally locked off. But not today. New pickup for research. Power bomb. So I think it's possible to get a power bomb without the plasma beam, which would mean you could get down here, but I think you would hit a dead end because there are a handful of doors in this area that are locked by the plasma beam. But I'm not sure if they're on the path we're taking or not. So that's Phazon. Don't hit it. It hurts. Hurts worse than everything else in the game. We're going to have a turret. I actually think this might be it's that advanced turret of a mega turret. Two shots from the plasma beam. Super effective. Oh, get out of here. Now we're going to start running into various trooper pirates. So the power trooper, she could guess, only damaged by the power beam and the power beam's super missile. Yeah, I think you're dead. Okay. Let's shoot for this platform. Hopefully that won't trigger the enemies so I can scan them first. Yes, plasma trooper. Wave trooper. They all shoot yellow beams though, which is a little bizarre. And the wave trooper is the only one you can stun lock. Because it's the only one that is stunnable. Can I absorb those up here? Yes. Not the other one. I think there is a power-up around here. Probably up there, and I've fallen below it, or is it over there? We'll be forced to come back through here later in the game anyway. So I'm not too concerned about picking up all the items right now. What up, homeboy? Did we kill that plasma trooper? I feel like we only hit with one attack. Well, it's not attacking us right now, so that's a good sign. Oh boy, okay, so here is the... If we look back in this room, I'm not going to actually go back to it. What in the... Oh, there we go. That red door takes us to the boss of this region. And I don't really feel like doing that yet. In here, through this tunnel, we're going to take a boatload of damage. We have a power bomb. I think we're going to take a boatload of damage. If this is the tunnel, I think it is. Oh, there. No, never mind. For some reason, I thought this tunnel was laced with Phazon, but it is not. So now we're on, it's like the third sub-level. Now we're on the second sub-level. And this is basically a shortcut out of the area. That's... what do we got going on here? Oh, I know what's going on here. So a boss fight is supposed to ensue. After it, enemies start popping out the woodworks from around you. But we came from the wrong side. And if you come from the other side, you get some research that tells you about this bad boy. So let's scan him. The elite pirate. Super strong if you use plasma artillery cannon. Basically, that research said put on your thermal gear so you can see the weakness in his giant artillery cannon. Let's look at this in first person. His hand blocks your beam weapons, which is super annoying. You can kind of see his hand. It's somewhat challenging to see in thermal mode because the rest of his body is not lit up. Come on, do a ground pound. I'm busting out a super missile on him. Oh wow, we're running low on missiles. Guess we don't need that vision anymore. Really don't like his blocking fist maneuver. Plasma beam, super useful. So now we should get bombarded by other enemies, I would think. Where you at? Oh, Ice Trooper. The fourth of the troopers. These ones are not too bad because you can, if I charge up, freeze and pop them. They all kind of have their optimal attack strategy. Plasma, you just plasma beam them like crazy because that beam is super strong. You stun lock the other enemies. The wave ones. What is this area? We can unlock this, but we're not going to go this way. This is, since we're going backwards, it's going to be a little bizarre what's happening. You power bomb the power troopers. And you freeze pop these guys. New pirate data. Sorry, I was kind of meandering there. I don't really know what I was talking about. Log 11.664.2. There have been numerous incidents involving spectral entities at Chozo ruin sites. Several personnel have been assaulted by these Chozo ghosts. Few have survived. Survivors speak of swift attacks from nowhere. Brief sightings of the enemy, then nothing. Only to be followed by another attack. Science team believes these attacks are in response to our efforts to recover Chozo relics and artifacts. Somehow these entities are able to interact with the physical world, and it appears they wish to keep their artifacts to themselves. We will make them pay for such arrogance, for even ghosts can be destroyed. Boom, boom, boom. More data. We're back in the Phazon mines are basically another pirate, I don't know, research area, so we're going to get a lot of pirate data. Log 11.377.1. Subject Metroid Prime's breach has been contained. Reports indicate that it sensed a large batch of raw Phazon in the lab from within its stasis tank and broke through the glass, using previously unsuspected strength. Besides consuming all of the Phazon, Metroid Prime assimilated several weapons and defense systems from fallen security units. It has suffered no ill effects from said assimilation. Indeed, it began to use its newly acquired weapons against us. Once we pacified it, we were unable to remove the assimilated gear without threat to Metroid Prime. The gear is now an integral part of its body. Command is intrigued by this newfound ability and has ordered further study to commence at once. Boom, boom. Unlock the force field. Oh, no. New pirate data. Log 11.402.5. Metroid Prime continues to feed and grow ever larger in the impact crater caves. Its hunger knows no bounds, and it has begun to manifest unusual mutations since its breach. These include armor plating on its epidermis and mechanical outgrowths that generate defense screens. These screens render it invulnerable to most weapon systems, but a flaw in the mutation leads to increased vulnerability to certain weapons. It compensates for this by shifting the screens quickly. This latest development concerns security units greatly. They feel it's a matter of time before Prime corrects this defect and renders itself invulnerable to all weaponry. Containment would be nigh impossible if this were to occur. Security drones. Force field offline. So that is continue on the correct path. And we want to go on the incorrect path. Log 11.452.8. We are particularly interested in a number of curious Chozo artifacts we have been able to recover from a number of religious sites on Talon 4. With these relics resonate with power, and yet we are unable to harness them in any way. Science team is attempting to fuse them together with Phazon, believing that a link might exist between them. We know that these artifacts are linked to the Chozo Temple that blocks full access to the impact crater. We have yet to crack this enigma, however. Command grows impatient regarding this matter. Results must be produced soon. Log 11.440.4. Results are in from field studies on extinct bioform group Chozo. We believe that Talon 4 was once a stronghold in a great Chozo empire, brought low by the meteor strike. Planetary devastation brought an end to the Chozo, yet remnants of their society remain. We are studying these relics in an attempt to harness their power. What is of no use to us, we destroy. In time, we shall have all we need from this dead race, and shall wipe this planet clean of their ugly ruins. The dead should serve the living, not hinder them. How dare the space pirates? How dare them? Any of you? None of you are fun and interesting facts. Down this way. Spin around. There we go. Log 11.222.8. Science team is attempting to reverse engineer Samus Aran's arsenal, based off of data acquired from her assaults on our forces. Progress is slow but steady. Command would dearly enjoy turning Aran's weapons against her. We believe we can implement beam weapon prototypes in 3 cycles. Aran's power suit technology remains a mystery, especially the curious morph ball function. All attempts at duplicating it have ended in disaster. 4 test subjects were horribly broken and twisted when they engaged our morph ball prototypes. Science team wisely decided to move on afterwards. So that's a little funny because it's kind of been widely determined that the morph ball is actually not that astonishing. I'll probably link to there's this, what is it, game science or game theory video that talks about how really probably over half the people in the world could do fit their body into the morph ball. Log 11.156.9. Test subjects ZD, hereafter referred to as Metroid Prime, was recently discovered in a cavern by mining crews. It quickly dispatched the miners, but was eventually contained by security units and drones. Once contained, we were able to begin studies upon Metroid Prime. The results have been astonishing. It is genetically similar to Metroid's, albeit on a highly evolved level. It displays a limitless capacity for Phazon infusion and shows no Phazon-based degeneration whatsoever. It continues to grow in size, and while it has manifested some psychotic behavior, the cold fields we use to pacify remain effective. Authorization for advanced studies on Metroid Prime have been approved. Log 10.023.7. Security Command issued an all points alert after the fall of Zebes. The alert concerns bioform Samus Aran, also known as the Hunter. Subject is a female hominid and is heavily armed and extremely dangerous. Subject uses a powered armor suit of unknown design in battle, along with a number of potent beam and concussive weapons. All combat units are instructed to terminate Aran on sight, preferably in a fashion that will allow salvage of her powered armor suit and weapons. A considerable bounty will go to the unit who delivers Aran to command. Dead or alive, it matters not. That's a little disconcerting. Too bad we've been wiping the floor with these people. That's too bad for them, not really for us. That is a shame. I'm going to get dropped on by enemies, I believe. Or are they not? Do they not spawn here? That's delightful. They haven't spawned yet. Now when I come back around, though, they will spawn in. I won't be able to use that trick. Basically, they drop in from the vents above you. But if you hit that that block, they just collapse through because you kill them before they can drop on you. I believe we're going to get a lot of kind of wonky enemy battles just because we're coming from the wrong side and the game isn't quite sure what's going on. Also, there's the impact crater and the artifact temple. I think we get another elevator ride, so we can demo that one more time. Where are we? Oh yeah, down here. Up we go. Oof, oof. Electric shock. Do I? Okay, I do have a power bomb. And we're gonna go over here. So normally, you don't have the power bombs yet. You get to this, there's this puzzle. And you can't activate this last part of the puzzle because you don't have power bombs. I think we want to rotate this 180 degrees. So this puzzle basically works. You have this cylinder. Boop. That's in 3 parts. And so you can, at first, you can access the blue part to get up above, and then you can access the red on the second level, and then realign the red on the level below. But you can't do the 3rd level with the yellow track without the power bomb. But coming from the opposite direction with a power bomb to spare, means you're good to go. Is that... Can't read this hologram correctly. That is connected. Now you're about... Oh, where are you going? And we're going to be missileless after this. Get out of here. Yeah, so normally you come from down here. And let's get ourselves a power bomb back. Boom, boom, boom. Normally you would align the red, but not today. So there's a few other rooms I probably could have gone to. Collected some items, but all I really want... And is this the 2-door? Oh yeah, one is going to have my grapple beam, which is the only thing I want from this trip. And with that, do we have all mobility items? I believe we have everything. All but the last beam, but we can't get that for a little bit. That's not inhibiting us. All the morph balls. Power. Okay, I can deal without the last suit for Phazon. We don't have the X-ray scope, but we are now no longer inhibited in our movement across the planet. We can now scan this finally, get some new research. Oh no, it's a wave beam. I don't think he's supposed to be here. I think that is the game being kind of confused as to what's happening. I think he's supposed to perch up there and pounce down on you when you come back the path that we actually took. But because we came through that door with the enemies still on the floor, game got a little perplexed to the situation. We're now in the waste area, I believe. Waste disposal. So we're in the sewers. Yep. Down we go. And there's out. And out we go. Let's get this gun out. Now, it's another interesting thing. Normally there are space pirates that just are ready to pounce on you, but I think they haven't spawned yet. Oh, that's embarrassing. Well, let's spawn these guys, because I do want my missiles. Love me some missiles. Whoop. So for right now, we're just facing regular pirates. None of the beam-powered pirates. There you are. There you are not. You've been vaporized. Alright, what are we doing? Activating this. Do I have to? Nope. That's what's going on. We need power conduit. Whoop. Let's go through here. Crane now active. What does this say up here? Transfer of items complete. And report all Phazon mutations. Where am I? Going this way. Huh. A little confused by the graphics there. And away we go. I'm being shot at by somebody. What's this guy think he is? Boop. And we can't stand up, so we gotta bomb jump. Secondary force field control, primary force field control. And I do believe we can get ourselves a spare, yes, power bomb. Or at least I think it's a power bomb. What do we got go back here? Just missiles. Oh. I'm okay with that. I can live with that waste. Oh, hello. Where'd you come from? Get out of here. Alright, now we're going to go back to the main part. Back to near our spaceship. Shazam. Look over here first, though. Give everybody a vision of, boom, locked save station. That. Restore our health, but no need to save. Whoop. Don't think there's any more space pirates. Now we can see the door you're supposed to come in through. Oh. Get our cinematic for the Phazon mines. How nice of Samus to have turned around to face the camera. And you get your first sound of Phazon. You can't actually fall into it, but you can see it for the first time. Zap. And this will be Talon Overworld. This will be some. Whoop. What up, dude? And okay. I take that back. This is the second. Or down there was the second sighting of Phazon. Here's the first. I think there's an item underneath. Nope. Okay, not seeing an item. My mistake. Go through here. Get ourselves our power bomb back. Oh, come on. What is the door in the bottom of the water? Where are you? Down frigate, so I'm not going to do that. I don't think I want to go through that area backwards. I also don't want to go here. Where's my up? Oh, I'm lost. There we go. Climb, climb, climb. So normally, we're going to get to a door that essentially the reason you go through the downed frigate is to open this, because you can easily get to the top side of this door, but there's no way to get around it other than a triple bomb jump. Let's get out this gun. and let us get beat up by all these enemies. It's the first order of business. The second order of business, get us the last of our visors. Whoop. Now I'm trying to remember if you're actually required to get the this also needs a power bomb, by the way. I might be required to get one of the artifacts right now. I don't remember if you need to get the artifact to exit this area or not. Oh, lost all momentum. Oh, up. Missile expansion pack. That one, I don't know how you're supposed to know that's there, other than by being compelled to get to the top of the half pipe. But that is not the exit to this area. Here we go. Scan, scan, scan. X-ray visor. One of my favorite things in the game. X-ray visor. So right now, what's up? We're stuck down here. There's no way out. It's really annoying. But we use the X-ray visor, and we can see there's something beyond those doors. We can't just walk through them, but we can power bomb our way out of here. So the X-ray visor is pretty entertaining. I think. Thought there was a way where you could see Samus's her actual hands. Try to look. I think I gotta get hit by somebody, but depending on which beam you have equipped, you'll actually see her hand gestures, which is pretty entertaining. Pretty good attention to detail. Can I just hop out of here? I feel like I can't just hop out of here. Well, maybe I can, actually. That was a failed jump. You know what? Maybe I can just get out of here. So I really want to get all the artifacts in a single run. But there we go. Okay, they do show up. Delightful. Oh, now I'm gonna fall down below, I think, because I was in mid-jump. Oh no. So now with the X-ray scope, these guys, and the fact that, if they're off to the side, you can't see them. Let's get out of the water. Oh, maybe not too far out of the water. One of them's gone. Let's power missile you. That was a waste of a power missile. Or a super missile. Oh, you're not dead yet. Where'd you go? There you go. And the lower jaw of the bird statue falls away. Back on up. Hold the phone. Can I? Alright. I got up on that once. Wow, that is super duper precise. Okay. Does not look like you can just jump out of here. I thought that might be possible, which would be pretty entertaining. Whoop. Back around here. And so I think we'll manage to get through the downed frigate, because there's not all that much to do there. And then we will end this episode. Whoop. No! I feel dumb. I feel super dumb. Can I... No. Not possible. Okay, and this time we're just gonna let ourselves land before moving. Come on. Little tiny morph ball door. Here we go. Not what I wanted. On that. And so earlier, there's an area that I jumped on invisible platforms in Magmore. And I promised to demonstrate what those look like. So if you look really carefully, you can see raindrops falling on nothing. Or is it nothing? It's an X-ray platform. Oh. Now let's get over here. Get back over here. Up to that platform. Is there another platform I'm missing? I don't think so. And then we can jump over here. What type of door we got? Just a normal door. Pick up some missile expansion. Lost you. There you go. So those are kind of scattered about, these platforms that are invisible. Again, I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to know to look for them. That one, you can kind of see the rain if you're really observant. The ones in Magmore, you just kind of have to run around with your X-ray scope up the whole time, I guess. Going back to the Chozo ruins. Now we can connect our map on this side We are now back where we got the ice beam. The down pirate ship is to our left. We will come back to that in a moment. First. So we're only going to get one of these additional beam doors. Ah. So now there's just going to be a bunch of these fights going on. These have now infested. Infested's a little harsh, but taken over the ruins and become kind of standard enemies now. Luckily, we got the X-ray scope. Not being able to power bomb or super missile is super annoying. I've used up all my missiles. Where'd you go? There you are. You're done. Now one more. Oh. There you are. It is weird how they transport into the walls, essentially, and they still attack from in there. It's like they're forced to attack after they teleport. There we go. So this is pretty cool. You can kind of see a track maybe here. If you bust this out, you can see there's a door underneath it. That is where one of the artifacts is, so we're gonna not get that yet. But just FY and FYI. Also full missiles. Quite nice. Alright, so we're going to use our ice beam, and we're going to skip our, what's it called? Plasma beam for the artifact run video. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Would be super embarrassed if I got those beams backwards. However, I don't think it just drops you onto the beam or the artifact. So, also, if I'm not mistaken, the text said this is their ultimate item, not the artifact, but the energy tank. Back out. So we're just doing a little bit of item cleanup from earlier. We again are going to have these stupid ghosts. I'm hoping I can power bomb them. That did not seem to do all that much. So that seems like a no. But now we have super missiles again, so. Okay, yeah. One charge shot, 2 super missiles. Does the job. Did I scan these? Ooh, new research. Magnetic rail system. Apparently I hadn't done that. Da-da-da. New parasite. This is where we came in the first time coming through here. Let's get some missiles. And this floor actually exists, but you can. It's made of bendesium, so you power bomb it out. And you do. Oh, stupid parasite. There we go. It's a little maze maneuvering using our shadow to make sure we drop on the right location. Oh. Stupid, stupid parasites. And I lost all my momentum. Okay, I can take them out with a bomb. Do 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 do. There we go. Never been a fan of those drop down to other track maneuvers. Where is my shadow? There it is. Oh. No, 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 no. Oh, I got overzealous. Once again, Morph Ball. Not my jam. Do. Up and around. This really shouldn't take this long. Oop, pop. Oh man. The rotating camera up there is super unhelpful. Okay, there's that. There it is. Whew. Not a fan of that whole situation. Let's jump. Actually, let's go back this way. I think it's a little quicker. Oop. The one good thing about the Chozo Ghosts, they don't actually lock down the doors, which is quite nice of them. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So we're back in here. It's the path you actually take to get into here. And if you remember, we had a cordite block for scanning, not for bombing. Whoop. Rock back and forth. I believe this is another missile pack. There we go. There it is. Whoops. So once again, we can... Oh! Did the ghost not spawn this time? Huh. Kinda was expecting them to be there. Either way, though, you can bypass them. And now we are finally going to the wrecked frigate. Sweep back around through here. Hop up. Oop. Just trying my best to get hit by every enemy in this area. All but one, I think. Successfully rooted out all the weeds. There's one down. I think. There we go. Okay. Okay. Go away. There it is. That's a pretty crafty one. So there's really not quite a need to fall into this water. And now that we have the grapple hook, we can... Okay. Where am I? Let's take the traditional path, because my grappling is subpar. I think it's in here. Nope. It's around over here. What in the hell? Okay, let's try going back here. There should be an alcove that we can... There it is. Morph ball through. And hop back over here. Normally, the first time you enter here, there are 2 pirates on the ground that are dead. Or dying, I guess. Not quite dead yet. But since we kind of ran through here and ignored that whole situation, they're not dead. They're gone. They disappeared. If this looks at all familiar, it is the research vessel from the beginning of the game. Oh, hello. What do you know about me? Okay, that's why you charge. Because that did not stun them at all. Oh, yes. Many a conduit in this area. Oh, new creature. The Talon Crab. Traveling around. And there we go. We've entered. Game. The music for the crashed frigate is pretty nice. But if you want to hear something awesome, Metroid Metal has just an incredible version of this song. Save station. No, thank you. No, thank you. Later from earlier in the game. Another energy tank. Before I forget, I usually get all the way to the top and then realize that there are conduits all along. here's one of the closed ones. Never mind. I thought we'd be able to see through it to see what was behind it, but apparently not. Aqua drone. Just like the drones from earlier, but aqua. Pitifully weak when attacked with extra missiles. Just blow that door right off its hinges. Where is this last one? I will take a power bomb. There you are. Tucked away. Set over here, right? And now that's how you're supposed to normally get down to the Phazon mines for the first time in the game. Switch back. Oh, stay away from the enemy. And with that, we end the episode. I'm Young Guru. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.